Darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Should have hung those bells. Prevent this ambush. Okay, we can use duelist advance. Pistol shot works too.
Annihilated.
You can definitely use your jump forward attack. Eh. Fine enough. Yeah. Move back to get everyone back into position more or less. Alright, we're doing good. Despite being ambushed, we managed to, within one turn, not take any damage. And, yeah. You're dead. Little stress, little damage it looks like. Yep. You're no longer hidden, so die. Alright, and I believe we have some...
Seize this momentum.
I did not bring an anti-venom, that's alright. I have to kind of live with that then. Oh good, we got another battle too. One, lovely. That's a good surprise. I got a bad surprise first, now we're gonna do good surprise. Alright, he's bleeding, that's good.
Destroyed.
And he's dead, that's fine. Got some room here for Arbalest. Well, we'll be able to shoot this guy. Don't really care about the guy behind me, even though blanket fire will do a little bit of damage. I speak too soon. Little damage. I think he's going to do like 2 or 3 apiece. Instead he does like 8 to 16 apiece. Disgusting, isn't it? I need a healer. I need an old priest and a new priest. Good dodges. Yes. 30 damage is big. Shoot you, good. Dead. And you can die on your own. Oh good, now I got the anti-venom. Lovely. Don't need it anymore, but I have it. Won't run into any more poison guys, it looks like. I'll just leave it as is. Heirlooms. Alright, we'll light up the torch here.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Like I said in the last episode, this is how we're gonna do. We're gonna focus down on the matchmaker, the whatever they call this guy. Fuselager, I'm sorry. If I can't attack the fuselager, we'll go after whatever's either directly in front of us or the cannon itself. Okay, good, you're dead.
Precision and
Good.
power.
That was a good crit. Considering it hit both everything.
How quickly the tide turns.
Yeah, look when the tide turns. Yes, all attacks should be focused at killing this guy. I can wait on killing you though. Alright, let's make sure that you die.
A singular
Good.
strike.
And then we can probably shoot you. Alright. Problem with me killing that guy is he's gonna summon 2 reinforcements instead of just the 1. Or I lied. I was pretty sure that he was gonna summon not only the fuselage or whatever fuselage guy and like another brigand. Eventually he'll summon 2 or maybe 3. I just thought that at this point, when you're at the biggest, most toughest version of this boss, that you would have, you know, every time you murder the guys, he just summons replacement, you know, 3 replacement guys every turn, or 2, or whatever you kill. So, you know, obviously you want him dead.
Well struck.
So, on the next turn he would summon, you know, the fuselage, you know, 1 guy in front of him, 1 guy, you know, the hidden guy in the back. Just like that. So we're at, what's about half, no, a little less than half health at this point. That's fine. We need to, yeah, I need to start buffing because Jester is not doing enough damage to take this guy out in 1 hit. Yeah, I still have Highwayman.
Masterfully
That's okay.
Executed.
I don't obviously want to create a situation where I let the guy live. There's obviously multiple ways of handling this fight. You don't necessarily need Arbalest, or I'm sorry, not Arbalest, Hellion in this fight. She's useful if for some reason the match or fuselage guys is in the very back. But I'm pretty sure he seems to appear in row 3 every time. Or 2, I guess, depending on where the cannon is. The cannon's in 1 right now, and the you know, the matchmaker would be in 2. So you can see, because of the way I've got the team set up, they're not as efficient. The back 2 are mainly designed for dealing damage to the back row guys, you know, slots 2 and 3, whereas the front 2 are designed to take whoever's in the front out. So we're just gonna whittle them down, as you can see. I don't want to do that though. I want him dead. Not taking any risks. Cannon just does too much damage if you let it go. Good. Better.
Quakes. A decisive pummeling.
Also good. Trying to manifest some luck there. That didn't work. It was good. It was a good damage. I shouldn't, look gift horse in the mouth, but I was hoping like she'd, I don't know what you would call it, double crit. She'd do like 40 damage to it and just finish him off. This was what I was expecting to see a little bit more of this, where you've got a guy in the front and a guy in the back of the cannon. Not that they really do anything to protect the cannon from being attacked, but certainly would be useful if they did have something like that to prevent, you directly attacking the cannon. But they're more interested in causing, dealing direct damage, causing bleed. Alright, you'll be dead here in a second. You've got 9 HP, which we should be able to do either with Hellion, I was going to say, with the 3 in the front, we should be able to take care of this, but we'll see. I'm not even going to risk it at this point. Because even though he's only got 4 HP, I want to make sure that he stays dead.
Brigands are undone. Our family crest is once again a symbol of strength.
Congrats.
Success so
Yeah, let's make some room for all this bullshit. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. One of these. Everything's super duper. Bum, 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 bum. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing. Lurker. I love it. I don't know what it does, but I love the title. Alright, let's take on the drowned crew.
I hexed their anchor with every twisted incantation I could muster, imbuing it with the weight of my ambition and my contempt for their crude extortion. At the witching hour, the anchor pulled with preternatural force, dragging craft and crew down into the depths. They must have cried out, but no sound escaped the swirling black waters.
So the pirate crew tried to extort more money from him than he was willing to pay.
And drowning for eternity.
So basically he used his dark eldritch magic on them and drug them and their boat to the bottom of the ocean. So why they're a boss, I don't know. Sort of like the Siren. Revenge? I don't know. Magic? Probably.
Uncertainty, the birthplace of dread. A devastating blow. A death by inches. Well struck. Supreme fear consumes the mind. Their cursed champion falls.
Watch out, flying Mike. Ooh. Ooh. Ugh. Yep. Much as I love bourbon, whiskey, whatever, that first sip always burns going down. Not so much on the second sip, I don't know why. Maybe because at that point I've burned everything in my fucking esophagus and there's nothing left there.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
I know this is kind of counterproductive to what I'm doing right now, but I need to read more. Unfortunately, I've never been a very good reader. I mean, okay, let me put it this way. If you give me a very easily written, easily to understand book, I can pretty much gobble that up very quickly. I read, one of my coworkers gave me a copy of the Duck Dynasty book that the, whatever you want to call it, the father figure in Duck Dynasty wrote. You know, sort of an autobiography that was written, not ghostwritten isn't the right word, because it did give, co-written, there we go. Co-written by, you know, someone who was interviewing him, and, well, I guess it would be a biography then, wouldn't it? Because he's the one, but he's also, anyways, he's sort of, it's sort of a, you know, obviously the writers in there putting together the stories to make a coherent storyline, and at the same time, most of the stories coming directly out of the guy's mouth, so you're getting a little bit of that southern twang, you know. There's probably a more better way to put this, but you know, obviously it you know, he has his mannerisms there. I guess that's what I want to say. You know, the way he says things, the way he thinks and does things. Well, anyways, I read through that book. I think it's about 200 pages. Read about 50 pages an hour. So we did that in about, what, 4 hours? So I was able to, because I was getting my tires changed on, I was getting the tire fixed on my car. I was able to read most of that story waiting for my tire gets fixed, and you're gonna say to me, Chris, why were you in the tire shop for 4 fucking hours? Well, I wasn't there for 4 hours. I was there for 3, which was way too long. Could have just gone home and had someone, you know, had someone pick me up and then drive me back when my car was done. But it was on the weekend and they were short-staffed, so I think that was the reason why. I appreciate this world that we live in now. Not to tangent here, but I just got a little buzz on my arm telling me that I'm getting a phone call from a likely spam, so I can just fucking ignore it. We live in a world where I can screen your call from my wristwatch. And I can basically determine, like, if you call me and you say, Chris, if I got a great deal for you, got some swamp land down in Louisiana, we'd like to sell you for a premium price. And I say, no, I'm not interested. And then you call me back a week later, I'm going to block your number and I'm going to list it as spam. And that's going to go off to the old, whoever, AT&T, Verizon, whoever your carrier slash phone company, you know, Samsung's database. And you're going to be put on essentially a list with a bunch of other spam callers. So if you get hit too many times, your number is just going to come up on my phone as spam likely. And I'll just ignore you. Which of course makes stuff difficult because if you're, I don't know, a pollster and you're trying to get my opinion on the upcoming election, I'm just going to weed your call out because it's just going to say spam. And I'm not even going to take it. Because I'm not interested in talking to you anyways, but impressive. That being said, if you're a pollster and which is going to lead me into a different story, which I try to finish off my thought here now. If you're a pollster, I know you want to try to get an idea of what people are thinking and how they're going to vote. But at the end of the day, whether I tell you I'm going to vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or some third party that I don't know the name of, like the Kennedy guy, I don't care. I could tell you anything I want to tell you. Doesn't mean that's how I'm gonna vote when I hit the whatever you call that, voting booth here in a couple weeks. I guess it's less than a couple weeks now. It's probably closer to it's either in the, when this episode airs, it's either in the past and the election's already over, or we're coming up right before the election, probably. Actually, now that I think about it, this episode's probably gonna air after the election, so you can just ignore me, because we probably already know who the president is, whether that's Trump or Kamala Harris or neither. Good luck with neither, though. That ain't gonna happen. Unless they both die. In which case, I apologize in advance. I apologize now on October 28th, 2024 for accidentally predicting something that hasn't happened yet as of this recording.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Masterfully executed.
But getting back to that side tangent point I was about to make, I've got a co-worker who's African American, black, whatever you want to refer to him, and he is.
Destroy them all.
He's everybody's an individual, is I guess how I should put it. Everyone's got their own viewpoints and stuff. He's a little, in terms of, he doesn't fit the normal cookie cutter mold. He is definitely different in a lot of ways. He loves heavy metal. He plays in a band. He's very serious about his music. You know, he does work where I work, out on the shop floor. He does a very good job. He's the manager of his own department. But he had gotten a call or something from a pollster asking him his opinion on the election, and when they found out that he was black, they told him that they already had enough data from African Americans, which means that either they hit a lot more African Americans in their phone calls they had anticipated, or they're trying to make their, whatever you want to call it, point, like 70% of African Americans that were polled in our thing will vote for Donald Trump. It's like, but you Still, I guess it makes sense. If you poll 10 black people and 7 of them say Donald Trump, you know, you can have a pretty good idea that there's probably a number close to 70% that's correct. But, I don't know. Everybody's different. Everyone's got different viewpoints. You call a bunch of people that live in California, they're going to probably tell you something a little bit different than a bunch of random selection of people in, say, Alabama. And not that those are specifically where only Democrats or Republicans live, but, you know, you're more likely to run into a safe Republican state like Alabama versus a safe blue state, which is California. One thing I guess I should say about the guys that have this, whatever you want to call it, hidden or invisible status where I can't target them down till they've used up all of that status. Those guys, I don't think they're dangerous enough for me to always have to prioritize someone. Well, I guess it's how you play this game or how you look at it, but I don't ever feel the need to prioritize a guy who basically gets rid of that hidden status or prioritize moves that remove that status, because there's not enough of them in any particular, 4v4 for me to really want to use those moves. Nor do guys seem to re-hide themselves after they've, say they have 2 turns to hide themselves, and then they come out for a turn, and then they hide themselves again for 2 turns. Then yeah, I'd want to get rid of that mechanic so that, or neutralize that mechanic is what I should say, in order so that I'm not having to wait around for 15 turns while they decloak. But that's just a matter of, do you want to make your game impossible to beat, or do you want to make it fun to play? So, a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, I've basically played this game so long, I've mastered certain elements of it, and so I'm thinking of ways to make the game more difficult, even though I shouldn't.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Gold, oh my god!